You know, Music and Words Unite is only possible because of viewers and supporters like you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Mark cry. Hello and welcome to another episode of Music and Words Unite. I am your co-host Troy, and with me are my friend, co-host Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Hi.
All right, and today we're doing another album review, and this is a track-by-track review, reaction / podcast, everything thrown in one for this lovely album, Around the World in a Day by Prince. I just happen to have an original pressing right here. One for me, Mark, that I was excited to do. As you know, Prince is one of my all-time favorite artists, and we are embarking on potentially doing a full Prince tier list, which is all Prince's studio albums ranked in a tier list between Mark and I. We're going to debate them all. It's probably going to be at least a 2-hour episode at a minimum. So whenever that comes out, but Mark is now going through and listening to all the Prince records, the ones he's not that familiar with. So I'm guessing, Mark, you weren't that familiar with this one?
Not really.
Yeah.
I know like 2 tracks, and I've heard of a few others, but I wasn't really super familiar.
Okay. And this one for me is one, as a big Prince fan, that for some reason just never clicked with you all that much. So I really, like there's 39 plus Prince albums, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all, to me, there isn't a Prince album I don't like, but some of them are definitely not as good as others, for sure. I would say that. But I like them all. Some I like way more, and some are like my favorite stuff of all time, right? And so for this one was just like, to me, this was, for some reason, when I first heard it for years, I kind of ranked it a little bit lower tier for a while. But I wanted to do this episode because I wanted you to listen to it, to do an episode. But then I said, this is really an opportunity for me to sit down, listen to the vinyl, what I never heard on vinyl before, and study it, and really, now that I'm older in life, revisit it again. So I did that, and I'm excited to talk about what I think. Do I have the same opinion or not? And I'm excited to hear yours. So what we do here is we play clips. Mark and I have listened to this record multiple times before recording this episode, although Mark had never heard it full before. And we're going to play clips and do a deep dive and talk about every song and what we liked about it, if we didn't like it, why. If we're just going to do a full review. So if you've never heard this album, maybe you get a sampling of it and you get our opinions. If you have heard it, what do you think about it? Let us know in the comments, all right? But for me, Mark, I'm going to start it off with playing a clip from Around the World in a Day, starting from right around the middle, all right? All right. So that was a clip from Around the World in a Day. Because I kind of wanted to revisit this one almost with fresh ears. Why don't we go back and forth? I'll go first. This song, it took me a few listens to grow on me, but now I like it a lot more than I did than I used to. I would say that. I think the chorus is really catchy. It sticks in your head. I love that little dance breakdown that comes in. The bridge is really good in this song. I think this song, Prince is maybe the most confident man to ever walk the planet, potentially. That's the way I describe him. Everything from his look to what people think about him, how he just doesn't care, right? He just does whatever he wants. And that includes the music. So if you think about it, he released Purple Rain, was like the biggest star in the world at the time. Him and Michael Jackson, right, were like the 2 biggest pop stars at that time. And then he releases like this kind of psychedelic rock album with some pop stuff in there, and it's like, which is nowhere near as like, I mean, Purple Rain is like one of the best records ever made, like by anybody. It's like ranked so highly by the public and me as well. And it's just like banger after like bangers like nonstop, right? And this is like kind of psychedelic, and it's like, it's a total change and shift from Purple Rain, so dramatic that he just has so much balls to just do whatever he wants. And this is no better example of that. I do think though this song is a good song. It's a nice album opener, but for me it's a little. There's songs that are much better on the record for me, but overall I do think it's a nice album opener. It's a good song. What do you think about this one?
Yeah. Let me do what I usually do with an album and kind of preface it with what I think of the album as a whole, and I think like what the thought process was here. I think Prince has a like massive balls for releasing this after Purple Rain, because this album is such a huge departure from that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like you said, Purple Rain is like not just one of the best albums of the 80s, not just one of the best albums of like funk or anything like that. It's like generally regarded as like one of the best albums ever made by like popular music. And this is the follow-up album. And I mean, you could probably tell from like scores or, people talking about his albums that like this is not as highly regarded, obviously. Especially to Purple Rain. And I think that's really unfair because, like I say all the time with people who get upset that it doesn't sound like their previous record, why would you just want them to make the same album again? Like,
right.
You want to hear something fresh, like something else that he does. And this is a complete 180 from Purple Rain.
Right.
Purple Rain is like a straightforward like ballad pop, like synth rock. This is like psychedelic pop and like funk and all this other stuff and like world music mixed in. And I think this album is great, and I think it's severely underrated in his catalog because this is an album that never gets talked about, like ever, really.
Right,
Besides like Raspberry Beret and like Pop Life, that's about it. I mean, I never hear anybody talk about any other songs on this album. So now that we got that out of the way, I think Around the World in a Day is an awesome song. I think it's a cool. It's been stuck in my head all day after listening to it.
Yeah, it's very catchy, of course.
I think it has three of siblings on it, of Lisa and Wendy, right?
Yeah.
Playing a bunch of like funky instruments, like an oud, whatever the heck that is, some kind of like lute type instrument. A darbuka? I never even heard of these. These are crazy. Yeah, but it has a nice like world music vibe to it, and it's like psychedelic, but it still has that Prince flair. He's moaning in the background, he's singing, he's doing his usual thing. So it kind of sets the mood. It's a Prince album. So I think it's a great opener. I think it's very, very cool and funky and world musicy, and I like it.
And it's kind of lyrically, it's kind of like got that like magical mystery tour vibe to it. It's kind of like, we're about to take you on a ride, take you on a trip, maybe a metaphor. I don't know if I don't think he was into drugs or acid or anything. I don't think that's true about Prince, but it reminds me of that a little bit. Like, hey, we're going to take you on a trip here. It might be a little psychedelic. Buckle up, right? That's how it reads to me. And one other interesting fact before we move on is this song has a co-writing credit by Prince's dad. And in Purple Rain, the movie, there's a scene where he finds his dad's music. Now, it's always been like a lot of speculation or controversy or debate about how much of Purple Rain is autobiographical versus just totally made up. And nobody really knows, I guess, because nobody's Prince or his parents. But there is a scene in there where he finds his dad's music, and he ends up his dad is playing Computer Blue on the piano when he walks in after his dad like beats his mom, basically. And he ends up writing Computer Blue. And so I think Computer Blue also might have a writing credit. So I think maybe some of his dad's old music, maybe he took some influence from that or reworked some of it in some of these songs. And this is one of them, which is kind of cool, actually, because apparently his dad was an excellent jazz musician. So yeah, that is my review of that one. A good opener. Next one is Paisley Park. I'm gonna maybe play start in the middle. Okay. Okay.
Come to the park and play with us. There aren't any rules in Paisley Park. Girl on the seesaw is standing for love is the call of this place in parks. Paisley Park. Mission is easy to say. You believe that come to this place in your heart. Paisley Park is in your. The girl on the seesaw is laughing for love is the call of this place in parks. Paisley Park. Mission is easy to say. You believe that come to this place in your heart. Paisley Park is in your
All right, so that's a clip from Paisley Park. I think you are up first, sir. What did you think about this tune?
It's a very good track, and if you're a Prince fan or you've read about Prince before, you would know that Paisley Park would eventually become his residence and recording studio. So I'm guessing that's where he got the name from here, but who knows with Prince? He was a very enigmatic guy and very mysterious, so could have just pulled it out of his behind for all we know. So this song's very cool. It's kind of weird. It's like slower, but like it still has like kind of like a driving beat to it. This kind of sounds like a Beatles song, like something that may have been on like Magical Mystery Tour or something like that. You know?
Right.
That's what I get from this. This is like probably one of the most psychedelic songs on the album, I think. Yeah, it's very cool. It's slower. I just want to say that this was released as a single. There was 4 singles on this album. This is one of them, I think. This was released as a B-side to "She's Always in My Hair," which is not on this album, which is an awesome Prince song. Awesome. We did a video on it actually, with a live version of it.
Yeah.
And I always wondered why he didn't include that song in the album, because that song is awesome. And I don't know. I'm not saying that put that instead of Paisley Park, because I like this song too. But there's a couple songs I could have said put that in here instead of that, But that aside, though, I think Paisley Park is a very cool song. It's very psychedelic, and it's a slower song, but it's got a nice chorus and a nice little beat to it, and I like it.
For me, this was one that surprised me, mainly because at the beginning, it's a little slow, but the more you realize, oh, okay, it's such a switch going from his style in Purple Rain in 1999, and even Sign of the Times, like stuff that came after. This is a very unique sounding record in Prince's catalog.
It is, yeah.
And so it is a genre switch. So my brain immediately connects with certain Prince styles, like the funk or the rock stuff or the pop stuff. And this has some definitely pop elements to it, but it's definitely more psych rock. And overall, though, as the song gets to end, when the lady starts singing the background vocals, Wendy and Lisa, I'm guessing, I think it is really good, man. That chorus is very strong, and I think the lyrics are really nice in this one. There's a line I was trying to bring up. There is a woman who sits alone by the pier. Her husband was naughty and caused his wife so many tears. She died without knowing forgiveness. Excuse me. He died. Excuse me. He died without knowing forgiveness. And now she is sad. Maybe she'll come to the park and forgive him, and life won't be so bad in Paisley Park. And anyway, it's not like the lyrics are the most deep thing in the world, but I do like the idea of, I think he's using Paisley Park here as a metaphor for happiness, almost like Purple Rain is in a way. And, a place where you find peace, whether that's your religion, right? Whether that's some kind of personal, you know, in the 60s, you had the psychedelic movement, you had this whole Eastern religion enlightenment stuff going on, right? And so I think different religions and different beliefs have their version of spiritual awakening and finding peace. And maybe Paisley Park is, I'm reading into it, but maybe it's his kind of a metaphor for that. And it ended up becoming his, you know, essentially compound of recording studio, and he ended up living there towards the end of his life. And but this was, you know, written, came out a few years before place was built. But I think, I think it's a good song, man. The album opens in definitely a slower way than a lot of the other Prince albums. I mean, think about like, you know, I mean, Let's Go Crazy, for example, right? But even something like Sign of the Times, and you know, he's had a lot of great opening tunes. But yeah, it's a good one. I liked it. The next one is Condition of the Heart. Oh man, I got to play a couple parts from this one. Here we go. What a great mood setter, and great playing, and then when it comes in, man, like I'm gonna get to right around the middle of this tune. This part, oh my god, this part's so good. And then what he does at the end with his harmonies is just crazy, man. He's got like...
I'm guessing by how much you've played, you like this song.
God, let me just play the end, man.
Okay.
Every single day is a yellow day. I'm blinded by the daisies in New York.
It's like Tom York harmonies, man.
Only sent a letter to. She never answered back, and now got a condition of the
Anyway, yeah, I think this is my turn, right? This is my favorite song on the record.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, this song, the more I kept listening to it, I was like, oh my God, man. This is like this is, to me, a song that I had listened to that much. I mean, I had heard it before, but when I was sitting down with the headphones, the record, and
You're vibing.
I was hearing all the harmonies, and the way he's performing it at the beginning sounds really awkward. Like it sounds like he's almost like he's crying, like his voice keeps breaking over and over again. But then when you read the lyrics, you realize why. And he's talking about, like, if you think about it, I mean, a condition of the heart, the way I'm interpreting that is like a medical condition, right? Like a problem, like, or terminal or something. And he's saying like love, the act of being in love is a condition of the heart. This kind of whole thing that ends up breaking your heart and making you sick, right? And the way he performs it, his vocals, he's kind of coming across that way the whole time. You know, it's very clever. But then by the end, man, that part I played, where that bridge part, and then it builds, and he starts layering all these harmonies. Yeah, man. To me, this is. I know you're the ballad expert, so I'm going to hand it over to you. But for me, it was like, let me think. Is it my favorite song on the record? Let me back up. Let me think about that. Depends on my mood. If I'm in the mood for a ballad, it is. If I'm not, top 3. So there you go. That's my review of it. An amazing song. What did you think about this one?
It's my least favorite song on the album.
Oh, look at that. That's why we did these episodes.
I'm just kidding. It's not.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what your reaction would be.
No, it's fine. It's okay if it is. Yeah.
No, I like it. As like a certified ballad lover and Mr. Ballad to everybody, I mean, I like this song.
Yeah.
It's definitely like unlike anything I think I've ever heard before. With some of his like vocal melodies and like harmonies that he plays on here, that he sings, I should say. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to even like begin with this song to like analyze it. Like he's just, it's like very psychedelic with like the keyboards, and like his like vocal melodies are just like all over the place. And it's just like
they're all over the place, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it, but it was just very very caught me off guard the first time I heard it. I will say it definitely has grown on me over subsequent listens, but I think it's one that's going to take me a longer time to get into compared to the rest of the album. Well, most of the rest of the album. I do like it though. Like there's not a track I don't like on this album. So
okay, good. That's good to hear. All right, yeah. I definitely suggest it is a little takes you aback the way he sings this song, especially the first half of it. But just think about. It is performative, you know, with the lyrics, but just keep listening to it. Listen to the piano and the synth in the background that he's doing, and realize that all the vocals, all the music, it's one guy doing everything, you know? Like, this guy's a freaking genius. So yeah, The Condition of the Heart. That is that one. Raspberry Beret is next. Everyone's heard this song. If you've not heard this song, here's a clip. Oops. So that was a clip from Raspberry Beret. Now, what's funny is I know your opinion of this song going before you listen to this album. Actually, I think I know, but I'm curious as to what it is now. So, what do you think about this song, Mark?
So you know, before listening to his albums and you know just really knowing his hits, this is a huge hit for him, and this is always like. This is a song I probably hear on the radio by Prince the most because this one station in our city really loves this song for some reason and always plays it. So like I've heard it a billion times.
Mm.
I mean, like hearing it in the context of the album though, like
Hmm.
it's very um interesting on this album. And you know what? And I've come to the conclusion that I think this is like it might not necessarily be one of my favorite Prince songs, but I think it's one of his best singles because
Mm.
I think it really encapsulates him as an artist really well. And there's something like very addictive about this song. I don't know if it's like the instrumentation or like the lyrics or the chorus. I mean, the lyrics are literally just like about losing your virginity, basically. I mean, that's what I get. That's what I get from it.
Right.
Having sex in a barn or something, you know. But
Right. Right.
I mean, that's just
Sure.
Prince for you. He's very
Right.
sexual. So,
Right.
but I think the addictive and alluring nature of the song like really makes it a standout hit for him. Um, like I said, it's not my favorite Prince single, or it's not even my favorite song on this album. But I think I understand now why it was such a big hit, because it's very intoxicating, for lack of a better word that I can think of right now. It's just a fun, easy to listen to song that I think mostly anybody could really like, basically, is what I'm saying. It's short, it's very fun, and basically harmless, honestly. And it's just,
Right.
you
Right.
know, besides like the, usual Prince sexual undertones. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think my opinion has changed. I don't hate it for sure. I don't absolutely love it, but I think it's fine for what it is.
Okay. For me, it's hard to rate these songs that you've heard a billion times. You just get,
Yeah, I
I've
agree.
heard a song so many times, but I'm trying to go, I try to go into it with a fresh mindset. I think the placement on the album is absolutely perfect in my opinion, because you go from the first couple songs are a bit slower,
Hmm.
and then you go into a ballad, which is kind of a weird ballad, but I love it. And then it's like, okay, now I'm gonna hit you with a banger, right? And then it's like, boom, one of the best pop songs over here. But it is the same kind of psychedelic pop rock vibe to it. It fits in with the other music, and it has. I think, it reminds me of something. It actually reminds me of "Take Me with You" on Purple Rain.
Mm.
So to me, this could fit in with Purple Rain. It's that quality. It's very catchy. It's very poppy. And I could see why people love it. In fact, it's one of probably my wife's favorite Prince song. And when my daughter was a baby, we would like try to rock her to sleep into music and stuff like that. And my wife would play this song a lot, actually, and just rock her to the rhythm of this beat. I remember that vividly. So my wife loves this song, and she's not like a music geek like me. And so I think a lot of people probably love this song. And they probably don't even know it's talking about losing your virginity, to be fair. So,
You
yeah.
have to assume anything with Prince, though. I mean,
Right, yeah. But I think yeah.
I was just gonna say, I mean, you could have the most innocuous name ever, and it's still about having sex. So, I mean, it just doesn't really.
Yeah. I think what makes this song so great is, well, pretty much everything as far as a great pop song, but it reminds me a bit of an ABBA song in the sense of the verse is just as good as the chorus. Like, the verse is just as catchy as the chorus, if not a little more catchy. Like, as soon as it comes on, you're automatically singing it, like the verse, It's like, it's not like you have to wait to the chorus to sing along,
That's what I mean. It's like it's
yeah.
addictive, Like
Right,
I don't like love
Yeah.
it by any means,
Right,
but it's like I sing it every
right.
time it comes on. It's addictive. Like
Oh yeah, everyone
It's like
knows his
crack,
boss
basically.
was Mr. McGee, and there's
Yeah.
and then you know what it
she
is
walked
though?
in through the outdoor,
Yeah, everything is like iconic. The lyrics to the song, it's just so well written. The melody behind it, but it's the synth melody behind that verse that's so good and so catchy. And then when the chorus comes in, there's another beautiful string melody
Yeah.
over top of that vocal melody. And man, it's got a most amazing string melody, vocal melody, and synth melody underneath the verse with a great. It's just like a perfect pop song, the pop rock psychedelic song of this.
Well, it
genre.
actually
Yeah,
it has two cellos and a violin.
yeah,
That's probably why it sounds so, intoxicating, because
right.
I mean, you have real string instruments intertwined with, whatever type of synthesizer he's playing. It's like a perfect storm of like pop music, basically. It's
Yep.
it's infectious, man.
It is, and that's what I got to say about it. Rest in peace. One of the greatest of all time. I try to think: has there ever been a single greatest musician of all time? Like, for example, just someone that can do everything at such a high level, like who can write at a high level, produce at a high level, play guitar, bass, piano, dance, everything at a high level, and then write 40 albums and be one of the biggest pop stars of all time, plus write jazz records. Like we haven't even listened to them yet, Mark. I know you probably haven't listened to them, but there's instrumental jazz records that he's written. Pure instrumental. There's that. There's straight funk albums. There's all the Dirty Mind controversy stuff, right? There's all kinds of stuff. Like this guy, I don't know, man. I mean, even though he's highly rated, he's super underrated. That's my opinion. People don't rate him enough. That's my take on it. All right. The next tune is Tambourine.
Oh my God, here you are, prettiest thing in life I've ever seen. Close my eyes, what's it like? What's it like inside your tambourine? Oh my God, there I go, falling in love with the face in a magazine. Uh-oh, not again. All alone by myself, me and I play my tambourine. Trouble in. Trouble in.
So that's the beginning of Tambourine. That's a clip from the beginning. I'm first, right?
Yeah.
This is a song that surprised me, actually. It's not one that I remembered all that well going into this, listening to this again. And yeah, man, I think it's kind of a banger. It's like super minimalistic funk track. It reminds me a little bit of The Time. Just just a little less instrumentation going on than The Time, but it has that same really funky kind of dirty groove underneath. And I vibe with this song, man. You could just groove to this song. I love kind of the minimal funk style. There's a song on Sign of the Times, which no one talks about, by the way. Every time I literally will watch YouTube videos for people to talk about Sign of the Times because it's probably my favorite Prince album and overall. And people do talk about it, and they never mention the song called It, which is one of my favorite songs on that record. And if not my favorite, but it's up there, probably top 3. And this song reminds me of that. It's super minimalistic and funky. I think it is, my opinion, a much better song than this one, but it has the same minimalistic funk feel. And this song it's cool, man. It's a cool little banger, and lyrics are pretty funny. I'm sure you can interpret it by listening to but he's using the word tambourine as a metaphor for a few different things, I think, in this song. It's talking about some self-love and things like that going on. So what do you think about this tune, Mark?
It's definitely funky, I have to say. So yeah, I think once you get past Raspberry Beret is when it gets real funky with like the next couple tracks. This being one of them. It's like very like, kind of minimalist minimalist, like pop funky. Kind of has that like that single like bass line like do like over and over in the background, which is cool. I want to just say that Prince is credited on this track for claps. So that's cool. Like just literally going like this.
Right.
He's actually credited on the album for claps.
Hell yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, Prince. I mean, he could do electric guitar, bass. He could do, piano, any type of percussion, claps.
Right.
That's so ridiculous. Claps?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Right.
I mean, the guy could do everything and even claps. But I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's really funny going from Raspberry Beret to this. and how like drastically different they are. Raspberry Beret, like we talked about, is just like a perfect pop song, like a radio friendly pop song. And then you have this, which is just like a minimalist like funk song, which is just like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I like it. It's just very bizarre and has grown on me after subsequent listens. So
All right. All right. The next one is America.
mm.
Anyway, so that was a clip from America. What do you think about this tune, Mark?
I think this song is great. It's super catchy, super funky. I love the chorus is like basically the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right.
One thing I want to note is that the lyrics are not available on Spotify, and I don't know if that's because there's a couple controversial lines in this song or just a coincidence maybe, but I mean, not really, but like ones that could be like interpreted that way maybe.
Okay.
I don't know, because I was looking at the lyrics and I was like, these aren't like super offensive or anything. I don't really know why they wouldn't be on here.
Right.
I mean, every other song has the lyrics on here, so.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I love this. This is like classic Prince, just like super funky and just, kind of like tongue in cheek, kind of silly vocals. I mean, he's talking about
Right.
somebody living on a mushroom cloud. I don't know. It's just like classic silly Prince, and I really like this song a lot. This is probably one of my favorites. It's just like so straightforward, funky, simple, and just very fun, and I really like it a lot. So
I think it's it has the same drum groove as Baby I'm a Star.
mm,
And then it has, so every time this comes on, I'm thinking "Baby, I'm a Star." I mean, I know it's just that my head goes to that.
yeah,
And it actually has this similar groove to there's a song called "Irresistible B Word." So it's kind of combining some two kind of real classic Prince tunes, and it is a good one. It's a good tune on the album, and I don't think it's that controversial of a song. I mean, I was looking at the lyrics just now again. I'm not sure why it's not on there, but I took some notes though. So here's my notes. Okay, so to me, he's talking about different aspects of American life. Poverty, militarism, freedom. And to me, this is kind of a commentary on like Reagan era inequality and also Cold War. So I think like Mushroom Cloud, maybe he's talking about nuclear. Like if you think about it, there's been multiple times he's referenced nuclear war, like he does on 1999, this one. So I think this was a lot on the mind at the time, things like that. So yeah, it's a good one though, and it's really cool, funky groove, great guitar work, catchy again. And this is not one I've seen him play live. I've only seen him one time live, but I'm like on the videos I've seen, it's not one. I don't know if he played this much, but it would be cool to see like a live version of this on a Blu-ray or something because it seems like it has a lot of energy to it. But yeah, it's a good one though. I think it's a good tune.
yeah.
The next tune is Pop Life.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Mark, this is Pop Life. I think it's on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not in the mood for a ballad, this is my favorite song on the album. uh, it's one of those like a top tier Prince song overall. I do like it more than Raspberry Beret personally. Um, I mean, it's got everything. It's got the super funky bass line of Prince playing. It's got the great synth in the background, like a super catchy kind of airy style synth. It's got the great pan vocals of his vocals and the female vocals going on, some harmonies going on, and it's got great lyrics too. Man, it's got everything. It's got it's not as catchy as Raspberry Beret for sure, like as a pop hit. I think this was probably a successful song for Prince, but obviously Raspberry Beret might be the most successful. That and Purple Rain and some other ones, the Dove's Cry or whatever. But 1999. So I don't know if it was successful as those like pop life, but I could tell it's probably was a good single and probably did really well for him because I think it's my favorite track on the record. This and Condition of the Heart is my top two. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, Troy, it doesn't matter what mood I'm in. This is my favorite song on the album.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is like the song I came back to the most by far. It's just so catchy and funky and just like the lyrics are great too. Like the one line, like, what you putting in your nose, is that where all your money goes? Like it's such a great line.
Right.
Just like making fun of like pop musicians and their stupid lifestyles and
Right.
like it's like very tongue in cheek and very Prince, to just like poke fun at other people. And on top of that, it's just like a really solid ass song. And yeah, I mean, honestly, so far it's one of my favorite Prince songs that I've listened to overall, I think, even including like some of the Purple Rain songs in 1999 and stuff like that. So, this is one I could definitely just revisit anytime and just love it and enjoy it. And I think this was the second biggest hit on the album, obviously after Raspberry Beret. But yeah, great song. I think I definitely like this more than Raspberry Beret, and I think it deserves to be a bigger pop song. But I mean, Raspberry Beret is like pleasing to the masses, so I get it. But great song.
Something interesting about this album, I think what I'm going to say is true. I don't think he toured for this album. Which is very interesting. I think he wrote it during Purple Rain tour mainly.
He probably toured for Purple Rain for like 3 years straight and like didn't
Right.
Well, I mean, what year did Purple Rain come out? 84 or
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably toured like a complete year straight and was just like, I don't want to tour again for a while.
Right. Yeah, and he released this and then he toured again for the next album, which is Parade. Purple Rain tour, Parade tour. There you go. So there was no tour for this album, which is quite interesting, considering the success of Raspberry Beret and Pop Life. All right. It's just a total banger. It's a fun fact, Mark. The little bit of Prince trivia that's in this song. The song stops and there's an audio clip that plays. And so the history of Prince goes, Prince was opening for the Rolling Stones and in the early 80s. And, a lot of the rock music fans back then, and some still are today, but the world is quite different than it was back then, were very, let's say, homophobic, even though Prince isn't gay, but anything that seems not super masculine, I guess, or whatever, people were frowned upon, maybe some people, and they basically booed him off the stage. They were throwing beer bottles at him and kicked him off the stage, and it was like, Prince. That moment was recorded, and the audio of that is in this song. And if you think about the concept of pop life, right? The crazy story about that, Mark, goes that right after that happened, after he got kicked, like booted off the stage by a bunch of, a-hole Rolling Stone fans, okay? He came storming into the studio. I think it was Peggy or Susan Rogers. I can't remember, one of the two. His engineer said, I heard him storming into the studio. You could hear his heels like clicking, clacking in the angrily in the driveway, like when he pulled his car up. And he came into the studio right after that happened, and he sat there and wrote Little Red Corvette and said, I'm never going to open for anyone again. And he never did. And that moment is in this song, actually. So it's kind of a full circle where it's almost, I'm guessing maybe it's like tongue in cheek in a way for him, where it's like, look how big of a pop star I am now. And it's almost throwing it back in the faces of the Rolling Stones fans, maybe. I don't know. That's what I get out of it. But yeah, let me play a clip from that. So I don't know. I read that online. Who knows if that's true? But I think I read that was the audio. But if not, I think he put audio similar in there to represent that moment. Either way, though, I think that's what it's supposed to be. So yeah, cool, amazing song, and what a moment from Prince, taking something that was probably super embarrassing for him and turning it into catapulting his whole career. Shout out to you, sir. The next one is The Ladder.
Once upon a time in the land of sin and plenty, there lived a king who didn't deserve to be. Knew not where he came from, where he was going. He never once said thank you, never please. Now this king, he had a subject named Electra, who loved him with a passion uncontested. For him each day she had a smile, but it didn't matter. The king was looking for the ladder.
All right, that was a couple minutes from the opening to The Ladder. What do you think about this one, Mark?
Yeah, this song is like very interesting. So I was looking at this again. This song also has a writing credit from Prince's dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what that means really. But the vibe I get from this song, it almost sounds like a gospel track. Am I crazy to say that?
It does sound like that to me, yeah.
I mean, it has like Lisa and Wendy singing in the background, almost sounding like gospel singers. It's got two different synthesizers, one of them being Dr. Fink. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love Dr. Fink.
Oh yeah.
And then it's got like, I think Brown Mark, if I'm not mistaken, is also doing. There's a lot of vocals in this song. It's a very vocal heavy track.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got saxophone in there too. It's like a very jazzy, like gospel-y song that's like, I'm not gonna say it's not Prince because Prince can do anything he wants, but it's very interesting incorporating this on this album because most of these songs are like pop or like psychedelic songs, but this one is just not really like that at all. It's kind of the misfit of the album, I think.
I would agree. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's a bad song by any means because I don't think Prince is capable of making a bad song. Um, but I just think it's very out of place here, and it's like it's very emotional though, which is one of the things it definitely has going for it. I mean, you can hear the emotion in his singing, and um, while I didn't really look at the lyrics too much, I'm sure you'll elaborate on that when you talk about this.
Hmm.
It does sound like he does get very emotional in the song, which I can appreciate. So, he has a pretty awesome shriek towards the end. So, um, yeah, I think this song is cool. This is not really my kind of thing, even though I am like Mr. Ballad, but
Sure,
um,
sure. Yeah, I
yeah,
figured that.
I
Yeah.
could still appreciate it because like I said, there's not a bad song on this album. So,
All right. For me, Mark, this is my least favorite song on the album.
hmm hmm
This is not a song I've listened to it a few times. I understand it lyrically. It's talking about finding God, essentially. It sounds like. So it is a spiritual song, but I'm not a big fan of these slow style gospel-y type of songs.
hmm
It has to be really, really. I am a fan of some of the gospel-y type of songs on the Rainbow Children, but those songs are more upbeat.
yeah,
This one is kind of slow paced, and it's like if you were doing a praise and it reminds me of a praise and worship song from church.
mm,
I am not a fan of that kind of music, so I don't think the song is well written. So it's not a matter of that it's not a bad song. It's just not a song I typically would go back to listening to much.
yeah, same.
If it's on, like if I have the record on, I'll listen to it. It's fine. It's not like oh I hate the song or anything, but it's definitely my least favorite on the record. There's a song on probably my favorite Prince album. And when we do the tier list, it'll be interesting how I rank things because I'm going to go back and listen to a lot of stuff again. But as of right now, for me, my personal favorite Prince album is probably Sign of the Times. Although I think Purple Rain front to back is the best. First, just a perfect album, but that doesn't mean that's you're necessarily your personal favorite. So my personal favorite is probably Sign of the Times, but there's one song on there that I listen to the least, and that is The Cross, and that has a similar vibe to this song. Although I like The Cross a little better, but it
Mm.
is like a slower paced, religious type of song, and that's not my favorite stuff. But overall, it's a good song. It's just not something I go back to as much compared to a lot of the other songs on this record. I'll be listening to more. And that leads us to, shockingly, going from the latter to Temptation. Maybe not shocking considering it's Prince, but and yeah, I'm actually going to play, man, this is a long tune. I'm going to play, let me find a spot to play. Good spot.
Yes, we must. Temptation, Wait a minute now.
I mean, this is like nuts, man. How the heck does he sing like that?
I don't know.
All right, Mark. Is it me or you? I think it's me, right?
It's
Yeah,
you,
it's
yeah.
me. This is one I had heard it before, but going back to re-listen to it, I was pleasantly surprised. Working my body with a hot flash of animal lust, temptation, all my fingers in the pool of splashing musk. I read that lyric. I was like, you gotta kidding me.
Boy.
Everybody in this room has got an urge. What's yours, baby? Mine is temptation. It rains at a party where lovers splurge. I mean, this is like classic Prince. This is like, I would love to see this live, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's got to be over the top when performing this. I would imagine he's going crazy. I mean, the screaming, it's got the amazing guitar work, it's got amazing saxophone work, it's got like a bluesy feel to it. And it's got over the top lyrics from Prince, over the top performance. Reminds me a little bit of Darling Nikki in that sense, right? Where it's super hypersexual.
I thought you were
and
going to say
also-
Sister.
No, that doesn't remind me of that actually, but it reminds me a little bit of Darling Nikki. Said this is way more actually over the top in a way. Like this makes Darling Nikki look tame in comparison. And yeah, but I think it's a cool song, man. It's a song I've definitely revisited multiple times listening to this, and when it comes on, I'm jamming to it. It's a good Prince tune. I like it, and the fact that it ends the album is just hilarious right after the ladder. So, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, it's another great Prince absurdity. Like,
Right.
just the man just proves time and time again he could do whatever the hell he wants and nobody will care.
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Darling Nikki was like one of those songs that was on like Tipper Gore's list or whatever, you know?
it created
happened-
the warning. Yeah.
Yeah, the PMRC or whatever, right?
Yeah. The parental advisory sticker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Prince probably saw that and was just kind of just like this, you know, and just did whatever he wanted.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, this is like absolutely 100% classic Prince, just making this incredibly sexy song. Like, it's just so good, and just like it's got this like towards the end, it's got this like roving, absolutely raving saxophone at the end, super jazzy sounding. Yeah, and then like you said, it's he's like talking to God and saying like he's like, I'll be good, I'm sorry, like this time I
Right.
promise love is more important than sex. Now I
Right.
understand.
Yeah.
how the album
silly
ends.
man. Oh, silly man. That's not how it works. You want to have her for the right reasons. I do. You don't.
You
now
don't-
die.
Oh man,
just
I would have
hilarious,
just loved
man.
to have just had a normal conversation with Prince, because he just
Right.
seemed like such a just like a funny dude, man. He just loved like, I feel like he just loved poking fun at everybody, because he really did make fun of everybody, and like there's multiple songs in this album where he's poking fun at people, and I love every second of it. And
Yeah.
yeah, this song is great, man, and it's 8 minutes long. Like
It's
it's like a
amazing, yeah.
pop song. It's 8 minutes long. It's not a prog epic. It's 8 minutes,
Right.
man. It's just like Prince could just like, he's a 1 in a billion musician. One in a trillion, maybe. Honestly, I don't think there's ever going to be another Prince. Anything even close.
Yeah. So, Mark, that was a fun episode. Thanks for doing that. If you're still watching, thanks for watching, hanging out. If you like this episode, please give us a like. Let us know what you think of this album in the comments. What are your favorites? Are you going to listen to this for the first time? Let us know what you think. Are you going to go back and check it out because maybe you haven't heard in a while? Let us know what you think. We actually have a free music club, and it's on the Discord platform, and we're in there, and we have a community of people in there, and we just talk about music, and we could share music with each other. So if you like the idea of like a book club but for music, and you music nerds like us that just want to talk about music, you should join that. We'd love to have you there. Link for that is going to be in the pinned comment. We're looking for cool people like you, right? Last but not least, only about 5% of our viewers are subscribed, so it would really help the channel. Plus, there's going to be a ton more Prince content in the future, plus all kinds of other cool content that you might like. So consider giving us a subscription. It would be helpful. All right, Mark. Well, until next time,
Peace, y'all.
see you later.